Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 23rd of May. My name's Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Peer.
Gary, another brilliant week. I know that, the viewers are probably getting sick of us saying, another brilliant week, another brilliant week, another brilliant week.
Don't you have ever a bad week?
Well, Gary, we were average this week, viewers, in the interest of what we said was transparency when we first started the show. I'm going to actually interject here on my own self, Gary, by saying you should see the footage of us from our first show.
It was very awkward, wasn't it?
Oh my goodness!
I feel a bit funny sitting up like this. You've got me on a funny angle. I feel like a bit of a newsreader.
Back to what we were talking about. In the interest of transparency, we're always going to give you the honest truth. Honest truth. Those two words should never be used together. But the honest truth is, we were average this weekend. We were just average.
Well, having said that, Phil,
you were born average, Gary.
We were sort of one result off, being above average, but we were 77%.
77%. Clearance rate in the industry was 77%.
Yeah.
So we
the clearance rate usually comes back a bit, and our rate doesn't change, Philip.
Viewers,
that may happen.
That's absolutely the honest truth.
It is.
Is that the industry doesn't report all of their sold
when
results.
Those extras go on top that weren't sold, Philip.
So the industry will scale back to probably 72, 73%.
In which case we're exceptional.
But Gary, Peer and Associates will not change because our facts are the facts.
Phil, let's talk
not
about
the
something.
false facts or what's the Trumpism? It's
the alternate facts.
The alternate facts?
Yes, alternate facts, Mr. Trump, that's what he says. Phil, how about some of the results? Some of the sales have been exciting, but how about the new craze that's going on in the world of real estate? It's taken the real estate world by storm. Forget about houses, forget about flats, forget about land, forget about investments, forget about blocks of flats, shops, anything. There's a whole new thing going on in real estate, and it is the coffee van dance challenge, Philip. It's wild. It's taken over. People have they're not interested in real estate
It's
anymore.
a dance-off. It's a dance-off on the weekend now. Yeah. Because we have two coffee vans, and because we're a real estate agency that thrives on competition, we have van one and van two, and there is competition between the two. The baristas are bitching about who makes the best coffee, but the people assisting the baristas have come up with a dance challenge to work out which is the best coffee van. So shall we show some highlights?
Yeah, let's play some now. Have a look at it now.
And you tell us which is the best coffee van crew.
Than your mother, more than you love yourself. May I have this dance? Can I say something crazy? I love you. Give me one more chance, give me one more chance, give me one more. Let me stay inside you.
So Gary,
how about that? Wow. So which one have you got? Well, you can't have any favouritism because you've got your son in one of them.
So viewers, if you don't know my young son Ben, but he was the first crew. The guy in the white jumper was my son. Hates the camera. Don't know where he got that from.
I just want to say, if you think he is a good dancer, that is all because of his mother, but nothing to do with big feet over your flat foot or whatever.
I've got some great moves, Gary. I've got some great moves, but which one? I've got to tell you, the girls were great.
The girls were very good. It's all happening. The dance-off, it's taking over everything, Philip.
Come and have a coffee with us on the weekend. Like us on Facebook. You'll see where our coffee crew is because people are now coming from all over Australia just to have a free coffee from our van on the weekend.
I'll be coming for the dancing soon.
Yeah.
It'll just be about the dancing and music.
Let's get down to real estate, Gary. Get down to Tintax. It's enough of this frivolity.
Hang on a second, because the first auction on Saturday morning was in Wild Cherry Road, and in fact, which is, I didn't know this, but your son said, what song would you like to have on, right?
Right.
And I said, well, it's a Wild Cherry Road, so you have to play the Wild Cherry song, which is play that funky music. And I think that started everything, Phil. I'm going to take credit for the whole thing.
Was one of the properties that we didn't sell on the weekend.
Hey, it's going to get sold.
But by the time
24,
this
48
goes
hours.
to air, it may well have been sold, which would have taken our clearance rate up to over 80%. Gary, let's review the weekend because we were out and about.
No, we won't. I won't do that. No, I shan't, and I won't.
What are we going to do?
Or bully me.
Okay.
As Pauline Hanson said, I shall not be silent. Was that her? I won't be silenced. No. Philip, Charnwood Road was before the weekend. What, 62 blocks of flats? 63?
63 blocks of flats. Viewers, a bit of a specialty of ours is that we've sold more blocks of apartments in Melbourne than any other agent. In fact, I think we've sold more blocks of apartments as one than any agent in Australia. And no doubt there's a fact checker there now going through fact checks.
It might not be right, but it's certainly up there.
Fact check at garypeer.com.au is an unlisted website address. We're just having
Talking about fact check, we got a big fact check for 10%. We sold it on Wednesday, and that was well done, Philip. Lake Street, Carnegie, that was an exciting auction. The price is not undisclosed, offered $2,360,000. Where that is viewers, two people come together for success.
Interesting, viewers. Let's have a look at Lake Street because we had 2 villa units on one parcel of land, and the front villa
on separate
titles owned by 2 different people.
Yes.
They did the neighbourly thing and said hello to each other over the years, and then one wanted to sell, so that one said to the other one, if we sell together, we might find a developer for this big parcel of land.
The whole is worth more than the sum of the parts.
Correct, Gary, because this property, Lake Street, was in an area designated for greater density development. So we ended up having an auction between 4 developers, and finally we sold it for $2,360,000 to a gentleman that will redevelop the site.
Yes,
so
a gentleman,
very clever.
Fine gentleman who we know very well, whom in fact we actually nominated and said, look, this looks like a good investment opportunity, development opportunity, and all of the regulars were there, but he ended up
Gary, we added some value there because we got a well-known architect, Amnon Weber, who does a lot of work in the city of Glenara, and we got him and his town planner Amy Dash to put together a plan,
as planners do,
and he ran with that, and hopefully we're going to see a fabulous new development there soon.
We did add some value all the way. It's the sort of thing that good real estate agents do, Philip.
So shout out to Amnon Weber.
And shout out to the anonymous buyer, Phil. Queen's Avenue, Caulfield East, well, didn't get to auction, but, one thing I love about this business, in fact, my daughter said to me, what do you love the most? Do you love auctions the most? And I said, you know what, I love making a difference in people's lives.
You didn't say, I love you, darling, the most?
No,
so
she said about
you were
real
basically
estate.
saying real estate is far more important than you, darling.
Don't try to cause family trouble and rift.
Shout out to Nina. Look, your dad does love you, but you come a very distant second to me and the business.
It's not true at all, and you know that. But I said the best part is making a difference in people's lives and going on the journey. That's what I love the most.
What a difference we made here.
Unbelievable, Philip. This was a life-changing result for the vendor and a great property that sold with 2 buyers before auction at an unexpectedly high
hang on
price
a second,
of
Gary. This had been on the market with another agent.
Oh, yes, that's right. The
and
backstory,
that other agent. There's a whole story here of which we won't go into, except to say
unfair to the other agent.
No, I'm not going to mention who they were. They'd had it for sale for 3 months. The best that they could, in fact, they couldn't even get $750, which I believe the vendor would have sold
at
for
that time. Perhaps,
whilst the price is undisclosed here, we sold this
it's
for.
not undisclosed.
Okay, well, they would have sold for $750 with the other agent. We sold it for how much?
$910,000, Philip. A couple of very keen buyers before auction.
Great story, and a special shout out to the vendors who entrusted us with that sale, and we're glad that we were able to vindicate their decision.
And I always say to every buyer that pays a premium, well done, because you got something fantastic that someone else wanted.
Absolutely.
Philip.
Well, we were able to engender a number of interested parties there. Engender, I don't know whether that's the right description. Engage a number of interested parties. So the final buyer paid marginally more than the buyer underneath that. It's just that we were able, with our incredible network and huge pool of sales
and wonderful negotiation skills,
able to bring more buyers.
Phil, Hunter Street, Carnegie, Graham Callan, another happy client of his, sold for $1,390,000, in excess of expectations again. Sunday, Philip, I just want to say shout out to the Wander Road vendor because they watched the show. Well done to them. Sold for an undisclosed amount, which was great. And Otira Road was another great result. Undisclosed.
Undisclosed, really?
Yeah, no, it is.
Go figure, Gary, because there were 200 people at the auction.
What can I say?
And by today, those 200 people all told 10 people each.
Yep.
So 2,000 people already know, and yet we can't say it on GPTV.
Yes, we better keep it as the worst kept secret in town.
Shame, really. But I do want to shout out to the vendors there.
But that's what professionals do, Phil.
Correct, Gary.
And in fact, I said to the buyer, we will honour your request, and they said, oh, other agents don't do that.
Yeah, well, we
I
do
would.
because we're
Yeah,
professional.
we would.
But shout out to the vendors of that property who were a delight to work for.
Yes.
And also, the house was just so magnificent. I'm not surprised that we had not one, Gary, not two, not three, not four, but 5 parties bidding for that property.
Well, you know, the quote, I mean, we're expecting well into the threes, so I'll say that.
Gary, stay away.
I can say that. We're expecting well into the threes, and I'm just saying that to get 5 buyers in that range,
Yes.
with a figure in excess of $3 million, which
Yes.
we know is no surprise,
Yes.
just goes to show the strength of the market and the amount of money that's around for good homes, Philip,
Yes, Gary.
in the Caulfield North
Yes.
Golden
And
Mile.
as we say, Gary, 4 is the new 3, 3 is the new 2 million, 2 million is the new 1 million, and orange is the new black. Have you ever watched
Let's
that
move
show?
on. Not interested.
Have
Let's
you ever
move
watched
on.
the show?
No, you've just
People
confused
say
me.
they
You're just
love
wasting
it.
time.
I watched 2 episodes, couldn't get into it.
No, good.
Unlike Desperate Housewives, which I'm still laughing
Of Sydney
about.
or Melbourne?
Of Sydney.
I reckon
Of Sydney.
our van, if it gets nastier,
Yeah.
our van dance-off could be like Melbourne Housewives versus Sydney Housewives,
Yes.
but with your son involved in the middle somewhere.
A special shout out to trashy Sydney that manages to do things and plumb new depths because you are a trashy, horrible city. And I mean that in the nicest possible way.
And no wonder people are moving to Melbourne. We love it. We love it for doing that as well.
Fastest growing city in the world is Australia.
However, if we open an office in Sydney, we'll be erasing this from all of the files because we love you. We love you, Sydney, if that's the case.
I wouldn't mind opening an office in Bondi, Gary.
That'd be nice, wouldn't
Yeah.
it? Phil, let's talk about this weekend's auction or this week's auctions. We've got 20 over a range of suburbs. I think there's about 12 or 10 or 12
Staggering.
suburbs. It's all happening. Shall we review them?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Phil, we don't need to wait till the weekend for our auctions. We are off and running on Thursday afternoon, and we are in Nepean Highway, Chelsea. This is an interesting little package we've got here, Phil.
It's fabulous, and it's not often that we get to sell another real estate agent's office, is it?
It's not,
Which
Phil.
is kind of interesting in
Agents
itself.
selling out the agents.
But Chelsea, it's alive and well down in Chelsea, Gary. That whole area is just going from strength to strength. We've sold a bit of property in Chelsea, and it always goes well. So looking forward to this one. Shout out to Jodie English, who's going to be who's been looking after that, and Simon Radolnik, who's doing the auction.
He is indeed.
Terrific.
Get down there for a good investment on Thursday afternoon. Philip, Saturday we start off at 10 a.m. and I'm going to be with you.
Yep,
we're going to be together.
Rowan Court, Mount Waverley.
We're going to be
Gary.
rowing our boat over there to Rowan Court. Phil.
And I've got to tell you, we know that Mount Waverley goes well. It's the
sure.
epicentre of a whole new dynamic area.
Yes. How's this block of land though, Phil?
1,300 square metres, Gary, and it's got a very lovely house on it. Looks like a bit of a country setting down there.
Well, it is. There's so much land there, and I think that it looks more like there's a development opportunity, but we're looking forward to being there. And 10 a.m, that one is Phil. We've got double auction action at 11:30. You have a little breather, but I'm going to be running off to Elsternwick. But in Lynch Street, Hawthorn, there's an auction happening. Mandy Gayo brings that one to the market with Leo Samuels.
Well, Gary,
auctioning.
this is a great property. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment. Gorgeous fit out there, Gary. I think that's very impressive, and a very impressive looking building, right part of the Hawthorn action.
Adam's excited about this one in Parnell Street, and rightly so. He is the Elsternwick specialist, Phil, and I'm doing the auction. I love doing auctions.
4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, a stunning home, this, Gary. It really is a terrific property, and obviously we love Elsternwick.
Double auction action on Saturday at 12:30. Philip in Beach Avenue, Elwood. What a great address this is.
Yes, Daniel Fisher and the Krongold Zelman team have been handling this. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, car parking there, and obviously Elwood just gets hotter and hotter. And you buy it today, Gary, and you get set for the summer months.
You'll be auctioning that one, Phil.
Yep,
I'm sure you'll
looking
have
forward to
fun
that.
doing that one. You'll be back from Mount Waverley by that
I'll
time.
grab a coffee in Ormond Road, Elwood, Gary, at the myriad of cafes
Plenty
that
of
are
choices.
walking distance from Beach
Plenty
Avenue.
of choices, Phil. Wilgar Street in St Kilda East, a great address. Nicky Janover's excited about this
We
one.
think this is going to
Lots
go
of
pretty
interest.
well, Gary. This is 2 bedrooms and beautiful apartment inside, beautifully renovated. But Wilgar Street is just a great position and walking distance to our office, walking distance to Carlisle Street. It's a brilliant one. Love it.
How many auctions do we have at 1:30, Philip? It's not 1, not 2, not 3. 4 1:30 auctions,
Wow.
Phil.
Wow.
All happening. 2 of them are going to be in Bentley. This one Leor's doing together with Arlene in Brentwood Street.
Yes, 2 bedrooms, nicely renovated throughout, Gary. Good opportunity to get into the market there. I like that property a lot.
There's nothing better than land, is there, Phil? Keeps selling and selling well and continues
Gary,
to go up.
land is the store of all value.
It is
and if you
indeed.
think about studying real estate valuations, it all starts with the value of the land. That's how it starts.
I know that because I did that course.
Well, Gary, you did study the valuations course, which is a 4-year degree, of which you lasted 4 weeks.
No, that's not true.
It is true.
No, that's not true. It was about 3 months.
3 months?
Yeah. 3 months I lasted. And then I just got lost in the pinball parlours of the city.
You did. Anyway, going back to real estate and land being the store of all wealth, you've got 603 square metres of land, Centre Road, corner of Wilson Street. A great opportunity. Investors, developers, homeowners, a smorgasbord of opportunity awaits you there.
What cartoon was Mr. Wilson featured in?
Mr. Wilson.
Yes, now, we've got to get some engagement from our viewers, or viewer. I'm sure there's more than one person watching. If you know what cartoon Mr. Wilson was involved in, the cartoon, or it was like
Wilson.
It was
Mr.
like
Wilson.
also like a little comedy. Those like a sitcom or not a comedy. Anyway, Mr. Wilson. What character was he in what cartoon? If you remember that, go into ideas at GaryP.com.
Does it start with D?
Yeah.
Do you know what? A lot of people have said that I'm like that person.
Yeah, well, I think you were like that. But I was a bit like that person who loved that person, young. Anyway, we'll give some tickets to movies. So
Gold class too.
Gold class. Ideas at GaryP.com.au. Let's move on to we've done Centre Road, haven't we?
Yep. Elamata.
Doesn't matter. We're in Elamata, Philip. What a great address this is.
That is so funny.
On the Fruito. Doesn't matter.
Three bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, plenty of car parking, beautiful polished timber floorboards, a gorgeous house to look at. Picture postcard perfect.
And Graham Callan gets to auction another great Carnegie property.
He's very lucky, isn't he?
He's on fire. He's not lucky. He's
Gary, you can't be serious about the next auction that we're
doing.
doing.
I am serious, Philip, because we're in Shirley Grove at 1:30. Jeremy Rosen.
Do you know how pathetic is it that every time you and I ever say Shirley, it's followed by you can't be serious?
It's sad, isn't it? And when we meet a Shirley, it wants to sell her house. It's a very short meeting. Shirley, you can't be serious. She throws us out.
2 at 20 Shirley Grove, St Kilda East, the most magnificent apartment, beautifully renovated throughout. Nikki Janover loves this building. She sold most of it over her journey. It's been terrific.
So you know what, I don't mind sharing a bit of secret, Philip. I don't mind a little sleep in on Sunday mornings when I don't have an auction first up. But I'm not going to on Sunday. Even though I don't have a 10:30, I have to come to this auction because this is the home we're featuring and I love it.
Gary,
here we are.
Shout out to the incredible staff, the incredible design team, the incredible trades team at the Knight Building Group because they have produced another incredible property here, Gary.
We are at 78 the Elder Road.
They are one of Melbourne's, if not one of Australia's best builders, and they've done things from single houses like this one through to townhouses, through to apartment developments. They know how to deliver every time.
They are like night and day compared to their competitors.
You walk through this property, Gary, this house has you at hello. You pull up and you know you're going to see something incredible. But you wander through this home and you don't know what to look at first. Is it the bathrooms, en suites to every bedroom? Is it this incredible kitchen, meals, family room? What about the swimming pool? What about the sauna? What about the alfresco area? What about the incredibly high ceilings, Gary? This property has got everything that opens and shuts. It is a design statement for Caulfield South. It's setting the benchmark and we are so excited to put it to the market.
You didn't let me get a word in all of that, but you're right. I can't argue with it because you're 100% right. It was a great wrap of the property, Philip.
Thank you, Gary.
Also at 10:30, we're going to be in Hotham Street, or as my daughter once called it, Hot Ham Street. Which probably isn't a great description for that particular street, but Gary, Hotham Street.
How stunning is this property inside? Look at the renovation, look at the refurbishment, look at the style, the glamour, the grandeur. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, but that is seriously stunning. So I reckon even you, Gary, after you've been to your plastic surgeon and got stuff all over your face, even you would look good in this property.
Thank you very much for that, Phil. I'll take that as a compliment. I don't think it was one though. At 11:30, we've got double auction action. We're starting off in Alexander Street in St Kilda East. Phil, take us through this one.
Well, Gary, we love St Kilda East, and certainly Adam Josky and Joel Sir have done a marvellous job with this 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom, double car space, gorgeous single fronted home. We love Alexandra Street, but we love properties like that because that's an area where we know when people buy these, they go up strongly.
If you are
and if there's a lawyer or watching the show, we can't guarantee that everything goes up strongly the minute they buy it, but over time we've seen tremendous growth out of those properties.
That's the trend, Phil. If you're pining for a fantastic villa, we've got one in Pine Street, Philip.
Gary, again, it's champagne humour, champagne comedy, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 garage. The lovely Elsa Schilling has been looking after this property. We love those properties because we know that once again they do well over time.
Simon Rodolnik will be auctioning his over his laryngitis, Phil. It's not good to have laryngitis.
Terrible. You know, he was going to be the Marcel Marceau of the auctioneering business. I'm not sure there's a big market for Marcel Marceau to be an auctioneer in Melbourne.
He was going to be it, Phil. We've got triple auction action at 12:30. We need to move along.
Yes.
We're in Alma Road.
Yes,
and
I'm
auctioning this one.
Love this building. You're lucky, Gary, because it's a great building. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, security car parking. That's a great building. Walking distance to our office, where the new supermarket's soon to open, Gary. They're getting stuck into it. Woolworths are coming to Orong Road, and it's going to change the face of our little Alma village.
Sure is. Now, Phil, I had the pleasure of going through and checking out this property in Bolston Street, Security. Yes. It's the most stunning town residence, Philip. 2 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms. I met Jeremy Rosens there. We went through it together, and we did shoot the St Kilda and Bayside report from there. So that one's coming up at 12:30
As you
on
should
Sunday.
have. This is a great development, Gary. 2
auction.
bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms, undercover carport, beautifully renovated throughout. Very schmick property, but it's a really good development. And Bolston Street has come of age, as has Carlisle Street.
Estar Rose, our third 12:30 auction, and you're auctioning this one, Phil.
Gary, love this property. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2 garages, and plenty of garden area. One of only 2. Its back garden and entertaining areas face north. A really good property.
We are dedicating our 1:30 time slot to just one auction, Philip.
Yes.
And it is a number 1 property, Philip. It's number 1 Brampton Road. Now, this is the most stunning home.
Gary, we've sold out really of our premier homes. We're desperate for more, and Brampton Road brings our run of luxury, magnificent homes to an end.
And you don't know, then they just go, don't they? Nothing comes
Gary,
up for ages sometimes.
This property is really quite incredible. 5 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms. We've got plenty of lock-up garage car parking. We've got a massive parcel of land. We've got a north-facing back garden. We've got a swimming pool. And the thing I really love about this house is that its sense of grandeur on the street, because it's got a wide facade and a circular driveway, Gary, which I know that it's almost impossible to get a permit to do that these days.
You're right, Phil. You're right indeed. We'll look forward to seeing you there at 1:30, and we did shoot GPTV from there, and there's a great video tour of it. Philip, 7 Cottonhurst Avenue, around the corner from my joint, and this is a great block of land, Phil. Love it. One of the few.
Your joint.
My joint.
Yep. Well, you're going to introduce drug taking into this now.
No, it's just your filthy, sick, warped
viewers, number 7 Cottonhurst Avenue, 788 square metres of prime Caulfield North land, together with a really good single-storey family home that could easily be lived in now or refurbished, but we do have lots of interest there for the land, Gary, because it's a hot spot, even if it is walking distance to your joint.
It is.
Your joint.
Phil, double auction action closing out at 2:30. How lucky are we to have these 2 incredible auctions at the same time that we're doing? You will be in Moulton Avenue. This is I don't mind saying this, Philip, it's a sexy house.
It's not, it's a sexy house. It's a rock star's house.
It is,
although my son Jacob happened to go there over the weekend and he was raving about this house, said he'd love to buy it. I said, that's a shame because you've got 0 money and got no chance unless you start saving. But you know how he described it? He says, it's got a grease pool. And I thought to myself, what's a grease pool?
Yaso tikanes kala.
And then I realised the swimming pool looks like it's set in the Greek islands. It's all white and glamorous and
what he was
beautiful.
trying to say is it's a Mediterranean setting.
He's described it as a grease pool because he has been to the Greek islands, and goodness knows he's been able to live a life that both his mother and father have never been able to afford.
That's true, isn't it?
It's incredible. All of the things that my children have had,
we were deprived.
We had to wait until our 40s before we could get them, and yet they've got them by their early 20s. You're all spoiled.
Spoiled rotten, you are. Spoiled rotten. But good luck to them.
But a shout out to our children, because we just adore you. We love you so much.
And we're ruining your lives.
And we're the reason that you're spoiled rotten, because we wanted to give you everything possible in life. Because goodness knows our parents gave us nothing.
Exactly right. But we're happy with nothing. As my mother said,
we didn't know any different.
My mother said, just take a pot and a spoon, and the kid will be happy all day. So bang, bang, bang. She's probably right. Anyway, Phil, that's a big wrap on GPTV. We've gone over time. But it's all happening in the real estate market. market. Tune in for the big challenge, the dance challenge of the coffee van.
We've got to do
crew.
something with that, yeah.
We have to do something with that. In the meantime, we'll see you next week on GPTV. I'm Gary Pearce.
I'm Philip Kingston. Have a fabulous week.